Welcome back, YouTube. It is a great day to be different. So that's what we are going to do today. We're going to show you guys how to be different. We have a high taper fade on the Trey Songz braids. and this one is very simple. Really not hard at all. One of the more easier haircuts, in my opinion. But first things first, we're going to brush, comb, lay everything down. We're going to separate the long hair from the short hair. And then we're going to start debulking. As you can see right here, we have the one guard all the way open, represented down there at the bottom right. And we are going with the grain. We're going to go over the edge up as well. As you can see, we're debulking that as well. Give it that nice even look all the way around. Very important for consistency. We're going to get behind the ears, all the way around the head. Make sure everything's one length. Boom. We're going to throw some hairspray on the edge up. It's going to allow the edge up to freeze. It's going to allow the edge, make it easier for later on when we come back. I like to do it first because instead of hitting them with the blow dryer, sometimes I like it to naturally just dry on its own. And for some reason, it just does a little bit better. But as I'm fading, going through all that, the fade process, the detail process, I like the edge up to go ahead and dry before I get to the edge up process at the end. So here goes the first step in the fading. We're going to put our initial guideline in, the bald line. Next step, no guard all the way open. We're going to go about 1 inch. Yes, sir. Using a brush to clean off any debris. Make sure it's nice and even. Next step, one guard, second notch. We're going to go up about another inch. We did debulk with a one guard, so we should not have to go up any higher than this one guard. And I'm going to show you guys that in this video. But as you can see right there, one guard, second notch. And then we're going to open it all the way just like that. And we're going to start detailing. And as you can see, I'm only using that left corner to attack the darker spots. As represented down there at the bottom right, one guard all the way open, using your feather technique, tilting, over exaggerating the clipper, just using your corners, hitting darker areas. Next step, half guard closed. We're going to start off closed, still detailing, work our way up midway. As you can see, only using that left corner, and then eventually all the way open. Which should allow this haircut to blend flawlessly. As you can see, it's already coming together. Only attacking the dark spots. I'm going to snap that half guard off. Go in with the no guard. We're going to start off closed, attack that bald line, work our way up midway, and then eventually all the way open. As you can see right there, still tilting, using nothing but your corners, your feather technique, using the brush to clean off any debris, lay the hair down. Makes it a lot easier to see what it is that you are attacking. Especially if you got some hairs left over in certain areas that you don't want there, use the brush, clean it off, and you can see whatever your canvas is giving you. The neater, the better. If you have to go backwards, you don't want to go too high, go backwards if you have to. As you can see, I snapped on that half guard. Went a step back so I can go up a little bit higher in the darker areas that I didn't like before I proceeded. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Using that claw method behind the ear to get it to lay down just a little bit better. But there goes the fade. the fade. I'm gonna throw some hairspray behind the ears. I don't usually do this that often, but for some reason on this one, I felt like I needed to get that hair to freeze behind the ear. So when I line it up, it should come right on off like butter. But here goes the other side, and here goes the back. And we will be back for the lineup process. All right, welcome back to the edge up process. We're gonna start off right in the middle, and then we're gonna walk it to the left side. Does not matter which side you walk it to first. Me, I'm normally standing on the left side based off of the way that my station is set up. So that is the side that I typically like to walk to first. We're gonna go right back in the middle, start walking it to the right once we get the left how we want it. As you can see right there, we want them to be even. We want them to match. Always going back to the middle as a reference. Once we get that how we want it, we're going to take that vertical bar, going to punch that in, clean off any overhang, any extra hairs. Tapping and going, punching in that corner, making sure it's nice and sharp. Then we're gonna slap some pencil on it for some contour. Yes, sir. Same thing on the other side. Gonna punch in that vertical bar. Make sure that corner is nice and sharp. Yes, sir. Then we're gonna slap some pencil on it for some contour. Easy day. Make sure it's nice and crispy before we move on to the enhancements. Now we're gonna move on to the enhancement process. So we're gonna start off with a wet foundation, as you can see right here. It's gonna give me a foundation, something that the dry fibers can stick to, as you can see right here. So we're gonna do it in sections. You wanna make sure that the wet enhancement is still wet while you apply the dry fibers. So wet foundation gives the dry fiber something to stick to. The wet foundation tends to be reflective on camera and in person. So this is what the dry fibers does. It goes behind that wet foundation to give the lineup a much more natural appeal, in my opinion. It gets rid of that reflective, shiny look on camera, and it blends the haircut a little bit better for me, in my opinion. So again, wet foundation first gives the dry fiber something to stick to, and then the dry fiber is going to follow up to get rid of that wet shiny look, give it a much more natural appeal, and dancing up the lineup, as you can see right there. It makes, as you can see where the braids and the hair meet, is kind of dark at the top. So me filling in the lineup, in my opinion, makes it look a lot more natural. It looks a lot more darker, and it blends, it contours, and it just complements each other, in my opinion. So then we're gonna hit it with that hot sauce. It's gonna allow me to push that pencil over, as you can see right there. It's also gonna allow me to eat up any overspray of the wet or dry enhancements. Here it is again, hit them with the hot sauce, make sure it's nice and wet, and then scrape that pencil over to give it that razor blade effect. It's very important for the barbers that don't want to use a razor blade or are not comfortable with a razor blade, especially the newer barbers, or you don't have any more razor blades. I think it's good to have that technique in your bag, just because if you don't have certain options, you need to still be able to create the same look, different technique. Here goes the lineup behind the ear. Remember, we did use hairspray, so it's just gonna absolutely melt the hair behind the ear, as you can see right there. And this is the part that brings the side and the back taper together, especially from the side. When you see the side look, it just looks beautiful. I think every part of the lineup, whether it's the behind the ears, the sides, the back, the vertical bars, the edge up, everything, that's really what brings everything together. You can have a really, really good edge up, really good lineup, some really hard hitters, and a decent fade, and still have a clean, very, very clean haircut. In my opinion, you can have a really, really cold fade, but if your lineup ain't hidden, it ain't worth a dang to me. In my opinion. So, especially because a lot of these clients, the only thing they look at is the front anyways. I rarely have clients that actually want to see the back. They just want to see the front. They want to see what they look like when they look at themselves in the mirror. That's it. So that edge up is very important. Very important to have some sharp trimmers on deck. So yes, sir. You can see that fade from this side. It looks crazy to me. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. What the fade looking like from this angle. And details matter. Every angle matters. So we clean them up with a little bit of shears. We're gonna hand him the mirror. Sheesh. Yeah. He almost kissed himself. He said, God damn, I ain't never seen myself look this clean. Take this mirror from me. And we're gonna take it. We're gonna get the nod of approval. Lay his Trey Songz braids back down. Yeah. And you guys remember what he came in looking like. Yes, sir. You guys remember. But what he come to do though? Came to be different. Eesh. Yes, sir. That's clean. That's definitely different. Appreciate you guys for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Do whatever you guys got to do to keep me on your timeline, man. It is Kriispy. And that is Kriispy. We out of here. Peace.